Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this reading for the Capricorn solar season. It doesn't matter if you are at the right video right now. You can certainly just watch this introduction, which will tell you which reading is relevant for you, and then you can jump into that reading once you've watched the introduction and received the instructions for how to find which reading is relevant to you. For those who are new, hello and welcome in. It is so wonderful to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It is an absolute pleasure to have you and your vibration here with us. If you want to know how to get the most out of these readings and what it is really that we're doing here on a deeper level, you can check out my How to Get the Most Out of These Readings tutorial video, linked in the description and linked in this video as well. For those who are not new, hello, my friends. Welcome back. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for playing this amazing game with me. As you know, I am here on this journey with you, learning alongside you and playing this wonderful game that we're playing with our spiritual support teams as we move forward. So just want to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate being able to bond with you in this way and be able to show up and serve you guys in this way as well. Now, if you want to support me and be part of my support system, there's many ways to do that. You can just comment on this video. You can share it with somebody you think it will align with. You can go ahead and like this video. You can also go to devotedandvulnerable.com/services, sign up for a reading with me. I do card readings and I do chart readings. Another way that you can support me is just send me a donation for this reading. I offer these readings free, but some people feel called to offer me a financial contribution based on the advice that they're getting here. So you can do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Links are in the description. So let's talk about what a solar season is. So a solar season is when the sun, the spotlight of our galaxy, is in one astrological sign for about a month. Now, this month is a little bit different than our calendar months. Usually it's from the 19th to the 22nd of one month into the 19th to the 22nd of another month. The current solar cycle that we're going to be in is going to start on December 21st, and it's going to go until January 20th. So when I talk about the month here, the solar season, I'm talking about that time frame between December 21st and January 20th. The solar seasons are an amazing time for us to spotlight one of the archetypes of the zodiac, wherever the sun is currently shining. It helps us to learn about this archetype by focusing on the solar Capricorns for right now, because they're the solar sign in spotlight. So look at people who have birthdays between December 21st and January 20th to learn more about this archetype. Those who are born under the sun in the sign that we're studying are always going to have their radiance, their power, and their gift expressed through the archetype that we're studying. Now we're going to get deeper into understanding where this shows up in our chart and how this influences us on an individual level when we get further on into the readings. But for the introductory video, let's now move into the energy and the archetype of Capricorn. So the first thing that I want to talk about with Capricorn is what's called the modality of Capricorn. It means like how the energy moves and expresses itself. So Capricorn is a cardinal energy. As we're studying the zodiac, we can also learn that the study of the zodiac is the study of the seasons, okay? So all cardinal energies, what that means is in an initiatory energy, it starts something. All cardinal energies start a season, which means that they are the energy that happens at the solstices and the equinoxes. So in the Northern Hemisphere here on December 21st, we're going to have the winter solstice, which starts the season of winter. Capricorn is a cardinal sign, and it represents starting this energy of winter, again, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's opposite in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's still the start of a season. It's still a solstice as well. So we're talking about an energy that starts things, that gets things moving, that brings something new into our experience. Now, the element of the Capricorn is the element of earth. The earthly realm represents our physical world, the material aspect of our lives. So the things that we can touch, the things that are physical in our reality, that is represented by the earth element. And so as we begin to study this Capricorn energy, I encourage you to think about this solar month. What is this initiatory, physical, material vibration and energy? What does it mean to you? Remember, all of these discussions of archetypes and playing with the cards to get guidance for ourselves is really meant to guide us back to our own instinctive knowing that we have already within ourselves. So, what is your own intuitive understanding of what it means to be an earthy energy that gets things started? The archetype of the Capricorn is represented by the sea goat. So you have this image of this goat climbing a mountain and going up through like impassable passes to get to the top of this mountain. That's that achieving energy. That's that initiatory earth. It's really taking one step after another to go and achieve something. It's this sea goat climbing the mountain. But the sea part of it is that the goat can also transform into having a fin, and it can swim into the emotional depths of the ocean. So Capricorn is not just this climbing the mountain archetype, it's also this archetype that can dive deep and swim in the waters. The qualities of the Capricorn archetype are resourceful, very resourceful, able to use all the resources at its fingertips, all the material resources that it has at its fingertips available to it to really achieve whatever it is that it's looking to achieve. It's very determined. It doesn't give up. It just keeps going. It knows what it wants, and it just keeps taking steps to get towards that goal. And it knows that it may take a while, and it's not daunted by the practice of it's not daunted by the work that needs to be put in and the time that it might take. Patience is another quality of the Capricorn energy, of course, because Capricorn knows that it takes time to achieve those things that are worth attaining. It's very ambitious. You'll know a Capricorn energy and archetype because it just sets out to do things that are ambitious, that are a little bit more than the normal energies and signs of the zodiac are really aiming for. It really has this energy of like, I'm going to go get it, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, and it doesn't matter how qualified I am now. I know I want it, and I'm going to get it. It's very ambitious. And it's also very responsible, very able to be aware of what's a waste of time, what is a great use of time, and it's very focused on achieving. So it's very responsible with the way that it allocates its resources, its time, and its being. It likes to know its own boundaries. It likes to keep those boundaries, and it likes to have its own value system that it stays within. They don't like failure. That's probably the shadow side of the Capricorn, is that it can be, failure can be very difficult for the Capricorn energy and archetype. And also it's got a bad reputation for being a little unemotional, especially in relationships, where relationships are more focused on what can I get out of the relationship than just the relationship in and of itself. Okay. So we are going to be talking about and focusing on in this reading, what area of your life are you going to be achieving something or focusing on an achievement within the realm of this solar phase. Now, the area of your life is going to be highlighted by which planet, the sun, the moon, or the rising sign is in Capricorn in your chart. You're going to watch every single reading for every single planet, including Pluto, the sun, the moon, or the rising that you have in Capricorn. If you don't have any of the planets, sun, moon, or rising in Capricorn, the reading that you will watch is the one that's called background Capricorn. Now, if you do not know where Capricorn is in your chart or which planets are in Capricorn in your chart, go ahead and watch this tutorial video that'll take you through how to understand and read and learn a little bit more about your birth chart information on astro.com. Link is in the description here, and it is popping up linked in this video as well. This is a necessary step into knowing which of these readings are aligned for you, because we're going to align the advice on what it is that you're achieving, and you're focusing what in your life are you really focusing on achieving in? Like, what is the theme? That's going to be shown by the planet. Now, the advice for how to get this achievement, what do you need to know about achieving in this area of your life that'll help support you with this achievement? It's going to come through the Angel Therapy deck by Doreen Virtue. This is an amazing deck. It's so supportive. It's so healing. It's so good at calling us out on things that we may or may not be aware of. And it's very gentle, loving, and nurturing. So we're going to be going to this deck for advice. And we're going to be relating that to where in our life this energy shows up. So one thing that I also wanted to mention will be happening during this Capricorn season is Mercury will be going retrograde, and we will be allowing ourselves to review the communications in our lives. It's going to be going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, and that's going to take us from the end of this year into the beginning of next year as we look at and review our communication realm. At the same time, once we get into January, early January, we're going to see Mars, which has been retrograde since Halloween. It's going to go direct. So we're going to get forward momentum in our actions and our reactions during this Capricorn season. And Mercury, our communication realm and our learning realm, is going to go backwards into review so that we can review what we've been communicating and learning and make a better plan for how to move forward. So as this Mars starts moving forward, we're still having this little bit of backwards momentum and review energy with the Mercury in retrograde. And then once things move forward in January for Mars and in January for Mercury, we're going to see things really start falling into place at the beginning of the year, but towards the end of Capricorn season. All right, let's see what achievement, energy, and advice is coming through for this Capricorn solar season. This video is for you if the planet Saturn was in the sign of Capricorn when you were born. So the planets in the astrological story represent the what of the zodiac. So the what represented by the planet Saturn is our discipline and our routine. So this is the structure that we give our lives in order to achieve things, in order to experience our lives. It's the way that we structure our lives is ruled and represented by the planet of Saturn. Now, Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn. So your structures and your routines, your disciplines, express themselves through the Capricorn archetype, which is the archetype of the energy of Saturn. You see here a little crown and a little staff here on top of Capricorn in Saturn, because this is called a domicile placement. When a planet is in the sign that it rules, it has this really comfortable energy to it. Saturn and Capricorn love to be together. Capricorn energy is all about the structures, all about the routines that help to achieve that which the Capricorn energy is going towards. So it's easy for a Capricorns in Saturn to set structures and routines in order to go after their ambitions while they're being patient and resourceful and determined to get there. It's an alignment that's very favored. Now, anything else might be going on in your chart that influences this and modifies it in a way that this doesn't feel as strong for you, but I encourage you to explore how this feels in your life, how this plays out this solar phase as the spotlight is on Capricorn, also on the planet Saturn, because Saturn rules that Capricornian energy. And so this is really a highlighted aspect of your life and your chart, and it's an important place for you to be focusing on this solar phase, because this is a gift that you have. This is a place that you feel at home. It's aligned for you to set structures and routines and disciplines for yourself. And when I say discipline, I do not mean punishment. I mean like the discipline to get up early, 5 minutes early, to sit and meditate, the discipline to have water before you eat anything in the morning, the discipline to sit down and give thanks for your food, those kinds of things. It's not like the punishment that you give yourself. A lot of people think the best way to motivate themselves is through punishment. And I have found that that's one of the most detrimental ways to motivate ourselves, because then we can't be motivated unless we're punishing ourselves. And that punishment kind of puts a hindrance upon that which we are trying to achieve. But discipline and structure feels really good to set into motion in our lives. And it's an area of great importance that I think isn't looked after enough in our lives. Now, Saturn as a planet can also represent our father figure growing up, or the masculine caregiver within our realm. Saturn is also this energy that likes to give you challenges during the first 28 to 30 years of your life until what's called the Saturn return. So Saturn goes around the zodiac in about 28 to 30 years, depending on the retrogrades in there. And so when Saturn returns to the same place in the sky that it was when you were born, there's this huge unfolding that happens. There's a lot of things going on that really get shaken up during this time. But then what unfolds from that shakeup is now you've unlocked the gifts of Saturn in this sign. So Saturn will kind of repress the gifts. So if you haven't had your Saturn return yet, you may not quite feel the connection to the structures and disciplines that I'm describing here. But after this 28th to 30th year, you're going to feel the importance. You're going to know the relevance of these structures and your routines. You're going to finally be setting into your life these structures and routines that are supportive for you. So as we talk about this ambitious area of our lives, and as we talk about this energy of achieving in the area of structure and routine, we're going to ask the angel therapy cards to tell us what we need to know, what we need to focus on in order to achieve in the realm of our structures and our routines this solar phase. So if you haven't already, taken a few deep breaths, called in your spiritual support team, and opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you at this time, I recommend you do that. You may want to pause this video to set a sacred space for yourself and give yourself time to really be open to the advice that's coming through here. Okay. Interesting. Visualize success. So there is another card that already received this one. So if you have Mars and Saturn, this is a double message for you. The message says, see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Okay, so in order for you to experience achievement in the structures and routines of your life, I'm going to say two things here, okay? The first thing is you may be being guided to visualize success when it comes to visualizing a successful routine and structure in your life. Like, you may need to sit with yourself and visualize yourself getting up in the morning, being full of energy, going about your day, going through the structures and routines that you wish to set in place. You may need to hold space and time. You may need to structure into your life time to do this visualization. And that's the second part, is you may need to, or you may be being invited into adding time, adding a structure, a routine in your life that allows you to spend time visualizing success. Maybe first you start with visualizing success on setting structure and routine for visualizing success. And then you use that time to visualize success in other areas of your life, okay? So for me, there's 2 times a day that I find really powerful for adding time to do my work, okay? My work your work in this case is visualizing success. So in the morning, when I first wake up, I give myself time before I check my phone, before I eat anything, before I really even wake up and have conversations with people in my space. I'll drink maybe a glass of water, but I won't do any coffee right off the bat. And I'll just sit with myself and breathe and give thanks for the day and check in with myself and check in with my body. And then at night, I have this mouthwash that I use. It's coconut oil. I do a coconut pull. And the time that it takes for me to swish that around in my mouth, it's about 15 minutes to a half an hour at night. I make sure to put my phone away. I make sure to stop having conversations, which is easy when you have your mouth full of coconut oil. And I really sit with myself again. I review my day. That's a very important practice and discipline and structure and routine for me, is to sit and review my day. What did I do? What did I like that I did? What did I do well? What situations did I feel I responded to in a way that I am happy with? And where did I feel I fell short? And what can I do tomorrow or in the future to make a different choice? Okay, that's a big part of my processing. I also use this time for journaling and for doing stretching and yoga. So you're being asked to give yourself time to visualize success. Whether it's drawing pictures of you being successful or whether it's time to just sit in meditation and go into that journey. I would Google search visualization meditation. That'll take you through some different ways to meditate, because it's so very important this solar phase for you to focus on it. And some people are more inclined to do it if they have a structure and a routine to follow, such as a meditation. Okay, so you may want to find a guided meditation that really works for you, and then however long that meditation is, make sure to set that time aside for you to get into this visualization practice, this visualization meditation. The one that's coming to mind for me is called the 6-phase meditation. It's produced by Mind Valley, and I believe Vishen Lakhiani is the voice of it. It was on an app called Calm. If you have the Calm app, I believe the 6-phase meditation is on there, but I think it's also on YouTube. If it is, I will try to link it here, okay? If I remember. So that's a great, powerful practice. I'm actually getting a little chills here. Like, I might be going back to that practice, because that practice shifted my life more so than any other meditation that I've ever done. So it's big thing. Powerful too. So that's my recommendation for you. But just setting time aside to visualize success in whatever way feels aligned to you is what you're being guided to do. And visualize success for you setting up whatever routines and structures and disciplines that you are looking to set for other areas of your life. This is the discipline and structure and routine area of your life. So anything that falls under that realm is, you need to visualize success in that area. So you're setting time aside to visualize success. And then in that time, you're visualizing success with setting other structures and routines. And then after that, you can just do whatever feels aligned for you. Okay. Yeah. So like if you want to make a change of diet, you have to visualize yourself, how you look after you've made that change. And again, that 6-phase meditation, super powerful, really helpful for this practice. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know how this resonates. Have a wonderful Capricorn solar season. And as always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste.